she wasn't just new. She was different, and not just because of her flawless braids, the proud way she carried her books, or the way her dark skin shimmered like obsidian under the overhead lights. She was confident, too confident for a school like Lincoln High, where standing out made you a target. Her name was Amara. No one knew much about her. She had transferred in the middle of the semester, which was already rare. Rumors flew instantly that she'd been kicked out of her last school, that she was trouble, that she thought she was better than everyone else. But the truth was simpler. Her mother had taken a new job, and this school, nestled in a mostly white suburban town, was supposed to be a better opportunity. It didn't feel like it. From day one, the whispers followed her like shadows. Snickers when she answered a question too well. Side eyes when she wore colorful African print scarves. She tried to ignore it, to focus on her studies, keep her head down. But that only made the bullies more aggressive. One of them was Tyler, the class clown, the loud one, the kind who wore cruelty like a badge of honor. Alongside him were his usual crew, Mandy, who rolled her eyes at everything Amara did, and Josh, who laughed too loud at all the wrong things. By the second week, the teasing turned physical. A harmless shove in the hallway. A stolen pencil case. Someone even smudged her notebook with ketchup and laughed as she sat in silence. But it was on a Wednesday, just after lunch, that things went too far. Amara walked into her history class as usual, found her seat near the back, and opened her textbook. She could hear the whispers behind her, but she didn't flinch. She had grown up learning not to give bullies her energy. That day, though, they wanted more than a reaction, they wanted to make an example of her. Without warning, Tyler and Josh stood up from their seats and approached her desk. "What do you think you're doing here?" Tyler said, loud enough for the class to hear. Amara looked up, confused. "Excuse me?" "This is our class," he sneered. "You don't belong here." Before she could respond, they each grabbed an armrest of her desk. Gasps erupted around the room as they began to tilt it backward, trying to drag her desk and all toward the door. "Come on, let's take out the trash," Josh shouted. For a moment, Amara froze. The room spun. No teacher in sight. Some students were laughing, others watching in stunned silence. No one moved. Until Amara did. She kicked her legs out from under the desk, letting it crash down, and stood tall. Her eyes locked onto Tyler's with a calm, unnerving stillness. "You want me out," she said quietly, "try." Tyler laughed. "Oh yeah? What are you gonna do, call your mommy?" But he didn't expect what came next. Amara stepped forward, lifted her chin, and said in a voice strong enough to fill the room, "I'm not going anywhere. And you won't touch me again." Josh moved toward her, hand raised slightly in mock intimidation, and that's when it happened. Amara sidestepped him with a swift pivot, hooked his ankle with her foot, and sent him crashing to the floor. A practiced takedown, clean and efficient. The room erupted. Even Tyler froze in disbelief. "I grew up in Southside Detroit," she said, standing over him. "I trained 3 years in Krav Maga with my uncle, an actual Marine. Don't mistake quiet for weak." The class fell into stunned silence. Even Mandy looked pale. Just then, the teacher rushed in, alerted by the noise. He saw Josh on the ground, Amara standing still, and Tyler dumbfounded. Before anyone could twist the story, half the class shouted at once, they attacked her first. For the first time, Amara wasn't alone. The aftermath was swift. Tyler and Josh were suspended. The principal called Amara's mother, expecting outrage. Instead, her mom calmly explained that Amara had done nothing wrong, only defended herself. But something had changed in the halls of Lincoln High. No one looked at Amara the same again. Not out of fear, but respect. Students started sitting with her at lunch. Asking her about her old school, her culture, her training. Even the teachers seemed more attentive, more aware. Amara didn't become popular overnight, she didn't want to be. But she earned something deeper, her place. She later joined the school's self-defense club, eventually leading it. She taught other girls, especially the quiet ones, how to protect themselves, how to stand tall, how to say no more. Because Amara wasn't just a fighter. She was a reminder that strength doesn't always look loud. That silence can